gosh, look at the crowd.
Come this way.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Welcome to Lmd Newsweek. I'm Ashwini Vethakan. We begin with a look at the COVID-19 situation in the island. As of this week, the total number of COVID-19 infected patients in the island currently stands at 73,116, with the total number of recoveries reaching 66,211, and the number of deaths now stands at 379. Tuesday marked a total of 6,431 frontline healthcare workers receiving the Covishield vaccine, according to the Epidemiology Unit of the Ministry of Health. Director of Tertiary Care Services at the Ministry of Health, Dr. Anwar Hamdani, recently stated that all COVID-19 patients have been treated at medical facilities that were designated for the purpose. According to the doctor, although about 600 to 800 COVID-19 cases are reported daily in various parts of the country, the healthcare sector has succeeded in providing the necessary medical facilities. And now for a public service announcement, the State Ministry of Primary Health Care, Epidemics and COVID Disease Control has launched a website where citizens can register themselves in order to receive the vaccine for COVID-19. Log in to www.ehr.lk, www.ehr.lk. And now for a roundup of local news. According to the Transport Minister, the government has decided to issue loans to private bus owners under concessionary interest rates. He says that the decision was reached following discussions with the President and state banks, and the checks for this will be issued from Monday, 15th February. Schools in the Western Province will not reopen on the 15th of February as previously announced. However, the Education Secretary has stated that all schools in the island will reopen on the 15th of March. Wednesday night saw a 24-hour strike by the Sri Lanka Station Masters Union, which was a decision that came about due to the government not taking action to fill the vacancies that exist in the department. In other news, the President handed over letters of appointment to 12 new High Court judges at the Presidential Secretariat earlier this week. Moving on to business news. The Minister of Tourism has decided to administer the COVID-19 vaccine on those involved in the tourism industry, and they will thereby be considered a priority group with regard to inoculation in the country. Meanwhile, Gulf Air, the national carrier of Bahrain, announced that it will resume direct operations to and from Bandaranaike International Airport with 2 weekly flights beginning from Monday. Indicating a policy shift, the Cabinet has approved Sri Lanka entering into new trade agreements as well as renewing existing regional and international deals. The proposal was submitted by the country's Trade Minister to both review ongoing but incomplete trade agreements as well as potentially enter into new ones. And now for a roundup of global news. The total number of COVID-19 cases has surpassed 107 million, with the recovered numbers being a little over 79 million. While the number of fatalities is still within 2 million. On a more positive note, the number of new COVID-19 cases reported across the globe has declined for a 4th week in a row, according to data from the World Health Organization, offering a glimmer of hope the world is turning a corner in its efforts to contain the pandemic. Twitter posted record revenues for the last quarter of 2020. The news comes after the social messaging platform said revenue grew 28% to almost $1.3 billion compared to the last quarter of 2019. US consumer prices rose moderately in January and underlying inflation remained benign as the pandemic continues to be a drag on the labor market and services. This was announced after the Labour Department said on Wednesday its consumer price index increased by 0.3% last month after climbing by a revised figure of 0.2% in December. In the 12 months through January, the CPI rose 1.4% after gaining a revised 1.3% in December. Wrapping things up, we look at the world of sports. In cricket, England's captain Joe Root's match-winning 218 in the first test against India has taken him to number 3 in the ICC Test batting rankings, while India's captain Virat Kohli has slipped to number 5. Earlier this week, the US witnessed a new high as American football star Tom Brady won his 7th Super Bowl for his new team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And finally, in golf, after 13 years away from the LPGA Tour, Annika Sorenstam is back. The 10-time major winner announced that she will make her comeback at the Cambridge LPGA at Boca Rio, which is to be held from February 25th to February 28th. That's all the news we have for you this week. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you for watching and stay safe.